What is up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. For you, the Market Marauders investment channel helps you to find the best deals in the market. All right, so let's jump into it. All right, so I'll be giving you my weekly option plays for the week. So jumping into the first one from the perspective of Webull. If you'd like to sign up for Webull and get 2 free stocks, we deposit $100 or more. I have the link down below in the description, but that's the point of view that this video is going to be from. So with that being said, going into the first one, we have ticker sign PLUG. That is for plug power. The moving average 10 is 1880. Moving average 50 is 1755. The moving average 100 is 1616. They ended the week at 1916, so pretty good metric moving upward. We can see VWAP, which is this lime green line, was pretty high. So lots of volume to end the week, which is always a good metric. And we can also see that they are bullish, noted by the moving average 10 line being above the moving average 50 and the moving average 100, which is this gold and purple line. So on the channel, I like to go into background information on the stock so that you can find a more informed decision and figure out a place to start your due diligence. So this video shouldn't be the only place where you do your due diligence, but it can be a good source. So I like to try to give people as much information as possible regarding the stock so you can make a good decision when trading. So let's jump into some background information on Plug Power. Just going to really read some of the highlights of the press releases. They're develop a new Gen Drive product for the European market. They make hydrogen fuel cell sort of technology, so catered around that. Going into their main website on here, we can see they have zero emission fuel cell products. They do have like a hydrogen van that they made, which is pretty cool, and just basically converting buildings and other sorts of devices to hydrogen. So similar to the line of Nikola Motors, but they don't focus on vehicles. They focus on converting different places like buildings and infrastructure to hydrogen. So that's basically what they do in a nutshell. I'm going to click on this link. We can see that they announced that they're going to be having their earnings on Monday. So on the 11/9 is going to be their earnings. So make sure you go check that out. And yes, that is Monday. So this Monday coming up, they will have their earnings. So definitely going to look in on that. You can go and just click this link. It says at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be during when the market is open, so market hours. But definitely interesting. A lot of good information is given during earnings. Direction for the companies, as well as people call in and ask a lot of different questions which are not noted on the press releases. So you can kind of get a level up from listening to these over just reading the press releases. With that being said, going to the options side, all of these options are going to be from the point of view of January 15th. So I like to try to go at least 1 month out with my options. So when I do a strike price, I try to go at least 1 month out. So if it's November, I try to go December. If it's December, I try to go January. I think January 15th is a pretty good solid date to have these activate. But if you want to have a different date, you can always choose a different date. This is just the date that I'm choosing for the strike prices of all the options that I'm going to be reviewing on the video. So looking at the options side, if we scroll down, we can see this is where they ended the week. So going into, in my personal opinion, I think Plug Power has a lot of things going on. I remember when the company was back at like $3 a share, which was not too long ago. They definitely have improved quite a bit. And no matter whomever the president is, whenever we get an answer to this election, I think it's going to be a pretty good company and going to see continuous growth. So during the Trump administration, it grew. I think during the Biden administration, the company will grow as well. So I think it's semi-recession proof in that aspect. So with that being said, I think a call is the best option, especially considering earnings is coming up. And their 52-week average is 1910. So they're pretty close to that metric, if not over that metric where they ended the day. So on the morning of Monday, they should be at all-time high, setting a new 52-week high, since 1910 is their 52-week high. I think it's going to continue to go up even after that. So I think between $19 to around $25 is a good metric. You're going to be looking to pay between $123 per contract to $281 per contract if you're looking to jump into this at the time of this video. So bear in mind the strike prices don't change. Those are the metrics that you need to look at, and also the expiration date, which is the 15th. So those are stagnant, but the prices that you'll pay per will change based on if something is considered in the money or out of the money. So at the current moment, $19 is considered out of the money. When the market opens on Monday, it'll be considered in the money. So all these prices will change, and this one will be a little more expensive than $123 to buy per contract. But just bear that in mind when you're looking at it. This is just a range to get you on track to what to look for. So going to our next one, we got ticker sign WKHS, and that is for Workhorse. Their moving average 10 is $17.20, moving average 50 is $17.37, and the moving average 100 is $16.86. They ended the week at $17.19, so pretty good metric as far as that's concerned. They are bearish, denoted by the moving average 10 line being below the moving average 50, which is this purple line, and starting to come back up. So once the moving average 10 line goes back up past this moving average 50 line, then I would say it's beginning a bullish uptrend. But at the current moment, or the time filming this video, it is bearish. So go to some background information on them. They do have an earnings coming up as well on Monday. It's going to be the exact same time as the Plug Power earnings. So you can call in. Here's a number on here. You can just take a screenshot of that and call in, get the details on it, and listen to the earnings. So if you're not familiar with what Workhorse is, they're an EV company, but they focus on large vans instead of like trucks or Class 8 trucks. So Tesla focuses on personal vehicles, Class 8 trucks. Nikola works on Class 8 trucks, personal vehicles. Helion, which is a new company, focuses on Class 8 trucks. So this company is like in its own little niche. And also, with the pending election, we can see one of the catalysts for this company is a large potential contract coming from USPS, which is the United States Postal Service, that could potentially, start a conversion of all of their trucks to these electric trucks that this company actually makes. Now, there was no news on that before the election, but I think after the election, there could possibly be an update on, if funding will go towards this. If that's the case, I think this is going to shoot up. But in the meantime, since there's no information on that, my synopsis is that, it's not going to happen. So with that being said, we're going to type in Workhorse, going with the January 15th time frame. In my personal opinion, I think a put is the best option. So if you're looking at a put, it's this right-hand side. I do believe that the stock is going to potentially go down. I think it's kind of high at the valuation it currently is, especially considering we haven't heard anything about the deal. Now, if we hear anything about the deal, any new updates news-wise, then I do expect this to reverse, to go back up and be very bullish. But at the current moment, we haven't heard anything, no real updates on, what that contract will be. So I'm saying going into earnings, I think a put is the best option. Now, I don't think it's going to drop that far, so I think between $16 to $11 is a reasonable place to see. Sticking with the January 15th January 15th expiration date, with the strike price between $16 to $11. So on the put side, which is right here, I only buy calls or buy puts. I don't sell calls or sell puts. So the perspective from this video is going to be buying calls and buying puts. So if you buy a call, you'll be looking to pay between $350 per contract to $125 per contract. So not as expensive, kind of in the similar price range around the Plug Power one. So going to the next one, we have ticker sign BYND, and that is for Beyond Meat. Moving average 10 on them is $156.41. Moving average 50 is $152.45, and moving average 100 is $150.68. They ended the week at $157.32, denoted right here, and we can see they are bullish, denoted by this moving average 10 line being above the moving average 50 and 100, which are the purple and yellow line. So go to some background information on them. Just going to read some of the highlights of these press releases. They are going to be having their third quarter on Monday earnings. They introduced a new product innovation, Beyond Breakfast Sausage Links, which are going to be at grocery stores nationwide. They're expanding their Walmart distribution, make more than double retail distribution of Beyond Breakfast sausage patties. So the company in itself is growing kind of exponentially, in my personal opinion. They started off, with different things in like Burger King. Then they moved to like KFC. Then kind of took over a grocery store. So I think the company as a whole is just growing in leaps and bounds. They have a bunch of different partnerships. I think they had a partnership with Starbucks, with Snoop Dogg, and a whole bunch of other people have partnerships with this company along the way since its inception. But I think this earnings will be telling of how they're actually doing, and if all those different acquisitions, meaning growth of partnering with different companies, is actually paying off or is just costing the company a lot of money. So the earnings is going to be on Monday. Here's the information on that. 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, so it's going to be after the market closes, so after hours. So just bear that in mind. The momentum will probably be during the day, but you're not going to see real spikes, or you're not going to see it rally until like towards the end of the day, or usually after hours when stocks have earnings that are coming and people think they're going to be really good. Stocks usually rally towards the end of the day rather than the beginning of the day. So just bear that in mind. Volatility is what you look for when you're trading options. So that's probably when you're going to look at people pricing in some premium for these options. So going in to some background, we'll go into the option side of Beyond Meat. We type in BYND. We're going to look that up. We're going to look at the exact same expiration date of January 15th. And then, in my opinion, I think a call is the best option. So it's going to be this left-hand side. And I think a call, since it's currently at 157 and its 52-week high is 197, I think between 160 to 190 is a good price range and realistic for it to actually hit. I think there's a lot of buzz around the company. They're doing a lot of moves, expanding distribution, which is going to expand the amount of products they have. Expand distribution is probably because the demand has been so high for their products. So I think overall, business model wise, they're doing really good. So between 160 to 190, I think is a good strike price range with the January 15th expiration date. And you're looking to pay between $1,580 at the time of this video to $700 per contract at the time of this video. And jumping to the next one, we got ticker sign MCD, which is for McDonald's. If we look at them, their moving average 10 is 216.63, moving average 50 is $216.57, and the moving average 100 is $215.34. So at the time of this video, they ended the week at $218.80. Looking at where this chart is, I would say that they are bullish, but barely at the current moment. Denoted by this moving average 10 line being barely above the moving average 50 line. So look for that Monday morning for that to open up and possibly go up higher and be above that and start a bullish uptrend. So that's what I would look for because it is very close. 263 to 257, not that big a difference, but it is bullish based on the fundamentals that I choose to follow. And VWAP is still pretty high at the same time as well. So VWAP, is substantially high. It's not high in comparison to, the stock as a whole, but I think the company as a whole has been doing pretty well. So going back to information on them, they do have, their Q3 coming up, so their earnings is going to be coming up. It's going to be Monday as well, and they already are at least part of it. So comparable sales continue to improve globally, driven by positive comparable sales of 4.6%. Quarterly cash dividend increase 3% to 1.29 per share equivalent, 5.16 annually. Then they're going to host an investor update on Monday, November 9th. Now, I think McDonald's, in my personal opinion, has been doing a fantastic marketing-wise. And I think, they're going to continue to do fantastic marketing-wise. If we look on here, they had a collaboration with J Balvin. They had a collaboration with Travis Scott, which did really well. The J Balvin one, they'll probably give an update on numbers on how that one is actually doing. but I know their partnership with Travis Scott did very well. It was very popular amongst a lot of people. I myself went out and tried it. I thought it was, pretty good. And I think it was, the right person that they used to market that information. I think it was a very smart business move from them. I also read something that they're bringing back the McRib, which is like one of their most popular items on the menu. So I think marketing-wise, McDonald's is on the right track. Going to be looking on Monday for this update to see how those numbers are going to do, how the J Balvin deal as well as the Travis Scott deal have impacted the growth of the company. So going into the options side for them, type in MCD. Going to do the same time for January 15th. Their 52-week high is 231.91, and they're at 216 or 218.80. So I think they're going to potentially continue to go up, especially based on the numbers of this marketing that they have just done with Travis Scott and J Balvin. So with the 231 being their high, I think between 220 to 260 is a reasonable range. And a call option, so it's going to be this left-hand side. So you're looking to pay between $710 per option to $30 per option. So a little bit on the cheaper side as far as options are concerned. But I think, it's a very good call for, the company as a whole. And I think they continue to move up, sales-wise and beat the earnings based on those two marketing ploys that they had earlier this year. So going to the next one, we got ticker sign RKT. And that is for Rocket Companies. Moving average 10 on them is $21.11. Moving average 50 is $20.61. And moving average 100 is $19.67. So they ended the week at $21.85. Going to some background information on them. They are bullish at the current moment. Before I go into the background information, they are bullish. Done by this moving average 10. Being above moving average 50 and 100. So they are bullish at the time of this video. So going to background information on them. Rocket Companies basically is going to be giving their earnings as well. This is going to be, let's see what date this is. No, this is their past earnings. So they're going to be giving their earnings on the 10th. So it's going to be the day after McDonald's, Workhorse, Beyond Meat, and Plug. So on that Tuesday, you'll see Rocket Mortgage or Rocket Companies give their earnings. So this is their previous earnings, and I wanted to pull this up because the company is fairly new to being publicly traded. They had a recent IPO earlier this year, so it's not that old as far as being a publicly traded company. So the company achieves record close origination volume of $72.3 billion and net income of $3.5 billion. So the company makes quite a bit of money. I think they're going to be really popular in the future, especially with the way the economy is going and interest rates being low. I think more people are going to be using a service like this. So I think this is just the beginning for this company as far as volume and as far as people using the service as a whole. So November 10th is going to be their earnings. You can go click the link right here, just look it up, or you can take a screenshot of this and go look up the earnings, or Google like I did ir.rocketcompanies.com, and you can find this article where you can listen to the earnings as well. So with that being said, go to some background information. Well, go to the options side of them. RKT for Rocket Companies, January 15th being the in. So let's see if we could find. Don't see January 15th on here. So gonna go with 21st of March. So and this is 21st of March 2021. So just bear that in mind. So with that being said, and their 52-week high being 34.42, I think they're going to continue to go up. So a call is the option that I would claim in this point, and I think between $22 to $30 is a good option or a good strike price. So you're looking to pay between $330 per option or per contract to $144 per contract. So not too bad as far as price is concerned. A little bit more expensive than some of the other ones, but I think it's doable, and I think it has potential definitely to reach that number. Now, going to the last one that I have on here for options is going to be DKNG for DraftKings. So their moving average 10 is 41.96, moving average 50 is 40.30, and moving average 100 is 38.58. So they ended the week at 42.36, and they are bullish, denoted by this moving average 10 line being above this moving average 50 and the moving average 100, which are the yellow and purple line. VWAP is also high, denoted by the volume being up at the end of the week. So that's always a good sign. I'm going to look for this to be an early morning mover on Monday when the market opens back up. But as far as background information on them, we can see that they're going to have their earnings on the 13th of November. So that's going to be a Friday. So next Friday is the 13th of November. So make sure you check the earnings out. It looks like it's going to be before the market opens, so 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So Thursday afternoon will probably rally, expecting a good earnings, in my opinion, on DraftKings. And while you may say they'll have a good earnings, they are doing so many different things as far as expanding the company. So they're set to launch a mobile sports book in Tennessee. So in my home state of Tennessee, they're going to be expanding that. They announced sponsorship of Gaming Innovation Studio at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas. They're extending the sports betting agreement with MansionBet. They're announcing participating in Global Gaming Expo. It says, and Paramount launch PlaceBet in South Africa. So there's just a lot of different things that the company is doing in the world of betting. And I think it is continuing to go, and it's going to continue to grow even higher and higher. In my personal opinion, I think this company is going to be one of the leaders in sports betting after it's all said and done. A lot of organizations and famous sports people have been partnering with this company. And I think it's going to be a continuous growth for the company as a whole. They made a lot of smart moves. I know, like recently in this year, they partnered with Michael Jordan, who's one of their advisors, which to me opens the door to a lot of other relationships and a lot of other people that they wouldn't have met otherwise. So I think they have a good foundation, good leadership. They got a good board around them, which definitely makes a good company. So basically the structure of a company is their board basically determines the moves for the company. People may say, oh, it's the CEO who makes the decisions, but it's really the board members who make the decisions of the company and its success or failure. Now, employees act upon themselves to go and, do the different tasks that come down the line. So managers, supervisors, all that other nature. But really, it's the board members. So if the board members have good experience and are well-rounded and well-versed, then the company as a whole, in my opinion, will do very well. So to me, one of the smartest things this company has done is adding Michael Jordan to their roster as far as having a board member. I think it will help the company in the long run, and it seems to have been helping the company leading in a very good direction. So, make sure you go check out companies' boards and who's on their board member, because that will actually determine, the success or failure in a company, in my personal opinion. So with all that being said, going to the option side for DraftKings, we're going to type in ticker sign DKNG. We're going to try to find the July or the January 15th date, which is right here. And I think DraftKings is a fantastic company. In my personal opinion, try not to completely gas them up and be biased about them, but I think they've made some very smart moves for the company as a whole and really have expounded this betting, sports gambling niche. So their 52-week high is 64.19. So I think after the earnings, the stock will shoot up. So I think if you go between $45 to $60 per option, or you can probably extend it out to even 75. I know some of these, getting it really close to the line may be a little more expensive, but going further out of the money for an option is not that bad of a thing. If it goes up and these options become more in the money, you're still going to get money on it. Your return's just not going to be as high, considering it's realistically not going to be in the money. So I would even extend this to say between $45 to $80 per option. I mean, as a strike price, is a good place to have it. So I know a lot of people are like, if I get an option and it's not exactly at the strike price, or it doesn't meet the strike price, I don't make money. That's not how options work. Options work on volatility. So if it's getting closer to that price, that's why you set a larger expiration date. So all of these different metrics work together to help you figure out how you can make money. So you got to look at it as like, what is the probability that it will get to $80 given this time frame? That's the way that I look at options, and that's the way that I think everyone should look at options. What's the probability that in this time frame this stock could possibly get to this price? Now, you get paid based on how fast it starts to go towards that price. So let's say DraftKings opened up on Monday, you bought your $40 strike price options. If the stock after earnings shoots up to 70, then it's more likely that by this strike price of January 15th, that it could get to that price. So then you would essentially have profits. And if you look at it that way, it's the easiest way to execute it, and you don't have to wait until after, it reaches this price to sell it. So you can sell it, that day. You can sell it anytime after. So I know I've had questions about that. In the description or the comment section down below, it's like, if it doesn't reach to the strike price, can I sell it? Yeah, you can sell it whenever. That's just on you and your risk management, where you want to take profits at, or where you take losses at, because all of these don't go the way that you think they're going to go. Some of them go down, so you got to know when to take profits and when to take losses. But that's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic. So these are the ones for this week: Plug Power, Workhorse, Beyond Meat, McDonald's, Rocket Companies, and DraftKings. So good luck to everybody out there trading this week, and hope you're locking in profits. Drop a comment down below if this video helps you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, help the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.